Hey Bobcats, this is Mr. Adams, one of your assistant principals. I'm here today to talk to you about attendance, mostly for the first semester. But this will help you for the second semester. In the first semester, you are only allowed to have 4 absences in any of your classes. If you have more than 4 classes, you've lost credit in that class, even if your grade is passing, okay? So if you have 5 absences, you're not getting credit for that class currently. So what I'm here to talk to you about is how you can regain that credit. Okay, and there's a couple ways to go about getting that credit. First, I need to talk to you about the waiver. So this is a weird year, okay? There's always things that are going on in a given year that you don't expect, and we call these extenuating circumstances. Now, that doesn't mean specifically that you can cite COVID as a reason. However, we understand what's going on that. It needs to be a little bit more specific. When you get your waivers, these are petitions to be relieved, to be waived from your responsibility of the meeting the criteria of 4 absences only. On the waiver, you fill out the information and you put your explanation as to why you think that your attendance should be relieved. So if you have 6 absences and you turn in a waiver and it's granted, you would not have to do any attendance recovery. Okay? However, if it's denied, you would have to do attendance recovery at that time. So you would fill out that waiver, we would review it, and we would either grant it based off of your request as being extenuating circumstances or not. Okay? So when you get those, it is vital that you turn those in. Excuse me, we will need those back by, we'll get you actually more dates on that. So we can give you a specific date, okay? The next way is if your waiver is not granted or if you don't have extenuating circumstances, then you can do just regular attendance recovery. We are setting up a plan in Google Classroom. We'll invite each one of you that needs it to the Google Classroom, and you'll go into Google Classroom and you'll find your assignments. Each assignment recovers 1 class period. Okay, so if you had 5 absences, which is 1 absence too many, then that means you need to do 1 assignment. You don't have to do 5, only 1, because you need to take the 5 back down to 4. So that's why you only need 1. So doing 1 assignment will get you 1 class period back, okay? So if you have 9 absences, then you're gonna need to do 5. And that's per class period. Each class period that you are over, however many you are over by, will have to be how many assignments you'll have to do in that content area. And our Google Classroom is set up by content, okay? There's a video to watch, and then there's an assignment, all right? So you'll be getting those invites after the waivers are turned in, and you can complete those. You can complete those at any time, so long as it's done after the school day. All right. When you insert these assignments, they'll be timestamped, so we'll be able to see. All attendance recovery has to be done after 4 o'clock. Okay. Very important that you adhere to that so we can get your credit back. Okay. All right. The final thing that I want to talk to you about is credit recovery. So this is a separate from attendance. There's 2 parts to every class. There's attendance and there's credit. Now, if you were over the amount of days that were allowed to be in attendance, then you had to do attendance recovery. If your grades were not very good, then you can do credit recovery. Okay? It's a very similar process. We will work through this through Google Classroom as well, and you will be given a criteria chart so that you can follow for how many assignments you need to do to make up certain grades. If you have attendance issues and grade issues, then this system will work together so that it will take care of it all at once for you. That way it's simple and straightforward, okay? So, waiver. If you have too many absences or you want to get them relieved, turn in the waiver. If the waiver is granted, all of your attendance will be waived, okay? If your waiver is not granted, you need to do attendance recovery to regain the attendance portion of your credit, okay, for your class. However, credit is mostly associated with your grades. If your grades are not as good, you'll have to do credit recovery. And again, we will get you more information about what that will look like specifically, but it will run through the same Google Classroom. The only catch is that some teachers may agree to work with you on an individual basis for your credit recovery. So you may go see your teacher and make up any assignment that was failed. Okay, that is a new law that went into effect just this last week. Any assignments that you failed, you may make up. You just need to see your teacher about that. However, your teacher may be using our system to take care of it, but they are allowed to use an individual method with you as well. Okay? If your grades are more extensively low, then your teacher may want you to do the Google Classroom that we have set up. But if you only have a few assignments that you need to take care of, the teacher may work with you one-on-one. It's important that you work with your teacher to know what it is that you will need to do. Okay? So those are our 3 things that we are going to be taking care of. If you have any questions, it's important that you go see your counselor, ask your teacher, or you can come see one of your assistant principals, okay? Regaining credit is vital. It's imperative. You must do it. We do not become and grow to be the best school that we can be without taking care of these essential parts, okay? If you're, this all applies for either in-person or virtual, so make sure you consider yourself as needing to take care of that as well, you virtual students, okay? Again, if you have questions, see your counselor, assistant principal, and your teacher. Ask questions, don't wait. Take care of it quickly, don't procrastinate. We'll be here with you to support you, and if you have anything else, don't hesitate.